Hi, morning. What time is it? It's 9. 10 minutes past 9. Anyway, welcome to Kosh TV. Those of you who have been following this channel, you will know that I have been absent for some time. Not just this one, the newer BTRJ channel. Yes, I have been a little busy with some form of academic work. I've been doing some write-ups, taking a bit of my time, and yeah, it has drained me a little bit. I was actually planning on doing something clinical on Kosh TV this weekend, but situations have made it necessary for me to speak this morning. So I'm just going to touch on it briefly. Hopefully I don't talk too much. I'm a little bit upset with the health system, and I do know you nearly everybody does know that if you listen to this channel, or it must be happening somewhere, but so far I am experiencing the worst in my life so far. I mean, especially due to communication. Communication is key in every form of business transaction, every form of communication, every form of relationship. If you really want a smooth and clear form of dealing with people, and you want an honest response, the best thing is to make sure your channels of communications are opened, and you you make yourself, or the institution makes available channels that will make communication receptive. Okay, I don't want to be coming to the channel when I'm upset, but this one is more of health related, so I need to speak about it. Corruption is just something that is everywhere. A friend actually, thanks Kevin, sent me a video last night, and I'm like, yes, it's happening everywhere, but does that mean we should accept it? If even health professionals like me, who we put our lives into, we trust to actually look after us, are being corrupt in their communication or their documentation, should that be accepted? This is what leads to legal implication. This is why services are being sued. Possibly I will be the next one. I think it's a strong possibility to be suing the NHS. Since when has the nurse associate or healthcare assistant been given the responsibility to be how do I say it? To be breaking news, like outcome of an investigation, an outcome of a blood test, things health related. I left the NHS, not totally. I wouldn't say at the moment. I'm not saying I'm not totally. Let's say about 2-3 years or so. Even a nurse, if you have to break any news regarding an outcome of investigation, you have to make sure that you are competent enough, you know enough to actually break that news, because you could get into trouble. You don't get up and because you have taken blood or you've done some form of investigation, you have the authority to be telling a patient what the outcome is. What basis are you basing that on? Is that how corrupt the NHS has become? Is that how corrupt health personnel have become, to the extent that because they want to save their asses, excuse my language, they will do anything to do that? Is that what it is? Please, if you are listening to this, like, subscribe if that is you are able to do it, and share your comment, because for some reason these are some of the things that deter us from vlogging. If people don't seem to be receptive to the information that you put out there, it's hard to actually think that there are others in the same position as you. You want a better life for yourself. You want your children to get a better life. You want your family members to get a better life. So you have to speak about what is happening. Look, gone are the days. I can't remember when I first came into those kind of over 20 something years ago. My aim was to go to work, do what is expected of me, and then leave. Go to work, do what is expected of me, and then leave. But I wasn't that type to be involved in gossips. Well, I think to some extent I'm still like that. To be involved in gossips, you would not find me there, hardly, unless it concerns me. If it doesn't concern me, it doesn't happen. But I think to some extent they always say that there is the pros and cons when it comes to situation or things that we discuss. To some extent, I'll say that in a situation like this, it's okay to gossip, but make sure it does not take you away from what is important. If a care is bad, a poor care has been rendered, poor service has been rendered, it's poor. I mean, do not keep quiet over it. It's poor. I'm not saying this because I'm at home and I'm not doing much because of my musculoskeletal issues. No, because I love my nursing and I intend to get back into nursing to some extent. This is what the Kente Group of Experts International is about. Making sure that those we deal with are getting the services they need. Making sure that our colleagues among us who are deficit of some knowledges are able to receive knowledge from those who have it. It's a shame. I'm sure somebody what brought up this chat today. I've just been to my local surgery GP because I was scheduled for some blood tests and the trace of my heart, ECG. Usually when you're giving an appointment like this, within 24 hours before the appointment, you get reminders. I haven't had any reminders. My phone has been active. I'm now being told my home line is not registered. Fine, I'll sort that out. But I have not received any reminders. The only reminder I had was the card that was given to me. So can you imagine if I hadn't taken some form of documentation to say that I've got an appointment coming up? People would do anything to save their ass. Look, health professionals, let's sift out the bad nuts. Let's sift out the bad nuts. Otherwise, it paints the profession as really corrupt. Let's sift out the bad ones. Look, the fact that someone has a beef to pick with someone, you don't let that beef descend down to the family. You don't let that beef descend down to other members of the family. It goes to the extent that when you even speak with services who are supposed to come in, no, the fact that somebody is refusing some form. Okay, let me come back a little bit. I have been at home for some time, and I'm being offered someone has asked me if I do not want. Why don't I take benefit? Benefit is when you are not able to take care of, so the government comes in to assist, like helps you with it. The thing is that I have been working and have invested to some extent so that I can feed on my investment. Would you rather I take what I have invested to look after myself or go to the government and seek for benefits? And would you rather me collect what someone is taking from me, or someone is intelligently diversing somewhere else, rather than going through this channel? I don't know what a channel is. To me, it's full of paperwork and all that, and I'm not interested. I quite remember when I first gave birth to my first child. A friend of mine told me, Any paper you see in the pack that has been given to you, fill it and take it. I mean, foolish as I thought, and knowing that I was going to be cutting down on my hours, I filled in all these documents, took it, went back to work, put my son into full-time nursery because he was so young. He was so young, hoping that I was going to be, the government was going to pay for his nursery fees. And later I realized that no, I wasn't in that bracket, and I had to pay everything that was paid to me by the government. If you were me in those shoes, will you be going ahead to go claim benefit when your ex-husband is refusing to communicate and has sat on things that he should talk about? This is how we those of us service providers make the services vulnerable to suing and legal actions. I was trying so hard not to talk about anything illegal, not to talk about anything suing, but I've had it, and it looks like that's the way it's going to go. It looks like that's the way it's going to go. Health professionals, including doctors, will assess patients anyhow. So if you do not know what is expected, to some extent, you have no knowledge at all, they just do anything anyhow. I'm not saying this just because I'm saying it, because I have seen it. You want a scapegoat, then you've got one. You want someone to penalize for talking, then you've got one. I come to you talking to you about headache, neck pain, I can't eat. Within days I had lost weight because I wasn't able to eat anything. And you want to do something else? And when I question you, you turn everyone against me? I think it is time that the Ministry of Health, Mr. Minister, if you're listening, Ministry of Health, look, it is time hospitals are investigated about certain things. It is about time health professionals who have been linked to one thing or another are still investigated. I'm telling you. It is about time that we really scrutinize our health professionals, because I cannot be working so hard, yes, say that I'm foolish, that's why sometimes I go without eating when I'm at work, and then be messed up. So you would rather I come to you lie about conditions that I do not have for some benefits? Is that what it is? Lie about some condition that I do not have and then receive benefits. I have no mental issues, for whoever cares to know. What I'm going through, musculoskeletal issues, possibly some nerve may be affected. And yes, I have been investigated and someone had told me I have a crack somewhere along my cervical region. So please sit your asses down and work properly. But this is not the last time you're going to hear of me. This is not the last time. Anyway, anyone out there who cares to know why I haven't been on Coach TV, that's because of my writing. It's taking, sometimes it's drained me a little bit mentally. But what I would say is this. I intend to talk about renal, something to do with renal, biochemistry, stuff like that. I was hoping one of the learned ones who is on the team would take it up, but for some reason they are too busy with some. Honestly, if you don't want to be part of that, I'm not forcing anyone. You can get your ass off. I really can't do it for some reason. We are rather interested in curing than actually prevent conditions. That's how I see it, because when you cure, you are able to make money. Let's prevent the conditions. Okay? Let's try and do that. So hopefully, if I'm able to sit down, put some thing on paper, I'll come back to you and talk briefly about the importance of you, the nurse, knowing your patient's biochemistry, and if the lab should call you, telling you some values, what you should be doing. Okay. Anyway, I would have to leave this here, and then I will get back to you shortly on either here or BTRJ. Till I come your way again, I say, remember, you and your community are responsible for your well-being. So make it a point to be a positive influence or impact wherever you are. Till I come your way again, I say, stay healthy and bye-bye.